Dirt. Oh, you know what?
Sobieska. Panda.
Shit kind of lagging a little bit.
Get ready for the next battle.
Just a little bit of warm up. Just a little bit of warm ups before we get to that ranked. Y'all know how I go. Already fucking up. I'm already fucking up. Too slow. There we go. Too far away. We'll talk about it. Give me a little bit. We're gonna get there. Wow, I still died.
Round 2. Fight.
Perfect.
Round 3. Fight.
Messed up. Fucked up again. Okay. Here, bitch. KO.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh, it's just too far. Good duck.
Muszę wygrać w imię wszystkich Polaków.
Yeah. What she said, what she said, what she said.
Tylko bez
Lydia
foru.
Sobieska. Lars Alexanderson.
His last name is Alexanderson.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
What a launch. I feel like everybody's launcher is so fast in this game.
Round 2.
I love this girl, bro. I love her so much. That's why it pisses me off so much when she fuck up. I gotta look at the startup time for that one. Don't do that bullshit.
Round
Yes,
3.
me, hold on.
Fight.
No bribe? All right. Doesn't really vibe with those matches. I know it's CPU, but like, you know, I guess I'm not rusty anymore, so they don't hit the same. Or I'm playing hyper aggressive, either one. All right, what fit we wearing today? I'm kind of feeling this one because of the Huzz. I look, you need to give her some new drip, bro. I can't lie. Like, her closet's stale right now. Her closet's stale right now. Her closet's super stale, bro. But I'm gonna go with this one for now. On my Latina shit. Stay hydrated, drink your water.
Get ready for the next battle.
The fact that y'all can hear sometimes when I drink is actually crazy. I listened to the other stream, I was like, damn, all these fat ass gulps in my ear, bro. Feel so sorry for y'all sometimes.
Get ready for the next
Give me,
battle.
ooh, this should be fun. Hopefully he doesn't spam the counter, but hopefully we don't face any Bryans today, bro. I might cry if we do. Like on stream, like I might shed actual tears.
Round
He
one.
has no drip.
Fight.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, he's good. Well, he's not that good, but. Him blocking that is kind of crazy. Him blocking that is kind of crazy, bro. He blocked every low kick right there. Oh shit! And that still gave me the kick or the hit. Bitch. They really gave him that? Too easy. I literally know the inputs he's putting into. That's the crazy part. Too easy.
You win.
I basically know every input he's doing, bro. That's the crazy part. So it's kind of easy to block him because I know he's doing 1 and 2 or like 2-2. Like he's not doing anything crazy, right?
Round one.
That low sweep is crazy though.
Fight.
Oh, and I saw it coming and I didn't hold the block. He don't know how to capitalize off of that. Okay, he did right there though. That's good though. Okay, good pressure. Good pressure right now. I'm liking this. Ooh, I don't know how to do that move. I'm working this boy. I ain't gonna lie. That was actually beautiful execution. No mistakes. No mistakes. Except for that one right there. I can't lie. Super armor. I don't know how you block that overhit though. I know it's a high hit, but like.
Muszę wygrać w imię
I'm on
wszystkich
stream right now,
Polaków.
twin.
You're streaming now?
I'm streaming right now, twin. Say what's up to the chat, twin. They can't see you, but they can hear you. All right, bye.
Bye.
That was my homegirl chat. We're gonna get one more match and then I'm gonna switch and we're gonna get into the proper subjects and things of that nature. Like, that's almost all from pushing one button. Like, it's not, but it is a little bit at the end. Lucky if we don't find an opponent, I might just like switch it right now. I don't want to say the Clive wasn't that good, but like, I feel like in comparison to me in my Clive prime, he's not even close to me, bro. But Liddy's a beautiful counter. Okay, here we go. Last match, man. Y'all pray for me. Pray for this W.
Get ready for the next battle.
Okay, well, this should be fun. Or cancerous. I'm not really sure which one yet, but I guess the match will decide, right? Let's let the cutscene play. Okay. He looked like I have nothing actually.
Fight.
Don't give him any time. Don't give him any time. Beautiful. Good execution, Lydia. I'm sorry, Lydia. I'm fucking up. Sorry, Lydia. I'm already fucking up. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Good shit. We got him. Really? Bitch.
Round 3. Fight.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh, good grab, because I was gonna hit you with this fucking move. Got you again, bitch. This shit too easy right now, chat. This shit too easy right now. I would love to get to Tekken King, but once I got into Bushin, that's when I realized these niggas is different up there, bro. This is the type of fighting I need to have at all times if I ever get back to Bushin.
Round 1.
He finna lag switch me.
Fight.
Finish the hit, Lydia. Fuck. Damn, more super armor? Fuck. Oh, I fucked up. That's okay. Trip him. Y'all some bitch ass niggas, bro. Y'all are some bitch ass niggas. He lag switched me, y'all. Alright, let's lock in.
Fight.
Oh, he's scared. He's scared. Let's press him. No. Thank you, pussy.
Round 3. Fight.
Good grab. Too easy. Let's get it.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck up right there, too. Good move, good move. Ooh, good move. Damn. Oh, if I lived, he would have got hit with a beautiful super, just for payback.
Fight.
Ooh, that was bad.
Wszystkich Polaków!
Bitch. I refuse to give up.
Walcz z honorem!
I refuse to give up. Oh, my... Bro, the launcher Lydia has is so slow, bro. It's so slow. I was gonna try and, launch him up with the kick at the end right there.
Get ready for the next battle.
This is a shittier stage. So, like, we can get a free combo off, but... It's so... it takes too long, bro.
Round 1. Fight.
My round 1 tactic is no longer working.
Round 2. Fight.
That's so crazy. Oh, he got me with the grab. That was good. Super armor. Wow.
Round 3. Fight.
Wow. Of course. Of course. Don't give him any more game. Bitch. Yeah, we doing that today. We're doing that today, Chad. And I don't care how y'all feel about it. We're doing that today.
Walcz z honorem!
He started it. And I'm not losing.
Przesadziłam.
Round 4. Fight.
Hmm. Get him off my fucking monitor, bro. Get him off my monitor, bro.
Mam chwilę przed...
Get him off my monitor. I don't ever want to see him again on his channel ever again in my life. Ever. What's your name? Baba Yaga? See ya, nigga. You don't ever show up here ever again. I don't ever want to see him on my channel ever again. Alright, chat. Y'all know what we finna get into. Let's go to Brent IG right now. Let me put it on for y'all. That nigga off my channel, bro. That's not what I like. I don't want to say that's not what I came here for, because that's exactly what I came here for, to fight and win and feel good about it. Gotta get them niggas out of here though. He said that level of trash talk. Honestly, I could do better. I could do better. It's not good in my opinion. I could do better. I spammed KYS last stream, not it. Trying to make sure the image looks good. Like trying to figure out what's the better zoom out, like peak, I guess. And I bet you they already flying and talking about where's the release date. Oh, let me see. Hold on. This was actually kind of funny. He said, "My grandchildren are gonna love season 4." That's kind of funny. I can't lie. Oh yeah, here, look, Brent. If you don't release season 4 very soon, bad things might happen. How long are we gonna be edged? Yo, drop the season already. You've been edging us for months, bro. No. No. This one kind of, sir, in the most polite way possible, hurry the fuck up, please. Please, and drop season 4. See? Tally talking about Shay put some pants on. That's funny. That's funny. All right, chat. Let me drink some water real quick. And we're gonna get into it, man. Stay hydrated. Fucking losers, I swear. That's funny. All right, chat. As we can see, first, before we talk about the people on screen, let's look at the scenery, bro. This is a fire ass visual. I will not tell a lie. This is a fire ass visual. And what I really want to do is contrast this to something like season 1, where we have Rokash talking to Cass, who's in a building, right? Compare it to this moment where, what episode is it? Should be this one. Last one. It's the end of the last one. It's just the art difference, bro. It's so crazy how a person can improve over the years, man. All right, so we know they left Cass in a building, right? Like, I wish we had a better visual of the building, like in its insides, but even just from these little scans right here, the way, like look at this compared to, dog, this is night and day, bro. This is night and day, bro. This is night and day, bro. Come on. Like, look, bro. He done grown a lot in terms of just art. This is crazy. And then I said, it's like you can't really see the inside that well, like that well, but I mean, compared to this sort of rubble, this kind of visual, you can kind of see the little entryway he walks in from. But like, this shit night and day, bro. This shit's crazy. Like, beautiful. Can't do nothing but praise it right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this looks amazing. The destruction of the building looks like a 4-2 master composition. Let's actually scroll through it real quick. So that's the first zoom in. That's a better zoom in. That's an even more specific zoom in. Zooming on the ops. We got Ordeal. We got season 4. And then we got this right here. So, oh, and then you said, wait, bro, I told you he's been studying films, film art, direction studies, level you up fast. I'm gonna take that into account myself. These niggas got trash fits on, bro. Like these Titan level niggas or Titan general. Yo, is this what's his name? Did he put Conquest in this shit? Yo, this nigga Brent funny. Look at this dude. Is that the better zoom in? This nigga is Conquest. This nigga Brent he even got the Viltrumite type fit on. This nigga Brent is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is so funny, bro. I can't lie. That's actually hilarious. All right, so again, beautiful visual. The destruction, it's so good. I'm assuming Shay did this. This looks like a sort of like burn slash type of effect, in my opinion. Like it looks like it was like cleaved a little bit, and then like this is like excess sort of burn damage. I do like the added details with like things like this. Like this is fire, bro. This reminds me of Transformers almost. The background, like this area is a little weird because this looks like city, but I think these are supposed to be clouds. Chariot wheel kind of cut. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good like specificity right there. Definitely on some chariot wheel shit, which he used against Jose. That's the last time he used it this season. These look like clouds. And I think these are also buildings right here. So this is supposed to illustrate how high up they are, which I think is kind of cool as well, in my opinion. Like it, and depending on like where they actually are, might make it make more sense, right? But to have them be at like this sort of skyscraper, very high area is kind of cool, and especially if these are supposed to be clouds that are kind of reflecting of how high they actually are when they're in this encounter. I think that's dope. Zooming in. Okay, so I know I want to talk about this thing because I think we saw a teaser of it, which I'm pretty sure I have. I want to talk about Shay and the Golden Shield, and I want to talk about Shay at the end right here. This is what I want to talk about. These are the specific things I want to talk about with this. Kind of looks like building tilted. A destroyed high rise, most definitely. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out a little bit. I can kind of see some slants. I definitely think the perspective would also, how do I describe it? So like, it looks like if the building is tilted, it'd be leaning, I guess, back or like towards this type of area, if that makes sense. I can definitely see that. And then you said destroyed high rise, most definitely, yes. All right, so zoom back in. Now I'm pretty sure we saw this dude in one of the IG story teasers. Is it this one? No, not that one. Is it this one? Not that one. This one. Not that one. Okay, maybe we haven't seen them. Because these are all... Oh, I didn't even show this one the last time. These are all images of different things. So these wouldn't match up. So I'll just say right here, I thought this, I know I showed this image when I talked about the antagonist, I'm pretty sure. But I also thought like this dude, from my memory, or this is the same guy. I thought this might have been him in the actual teasers, unless he did show this sort of sketch of a character, and I just didn't save it. But so yeah, of course we've never seen these guys. Obviously this guy's modeled after Conquest, which is like why he's posing the same, flying. He has a fucking metal gauntlet. He got the same fit on. Um, I don't know who these two could be modeled after or what sort of inspiration they could come from. If they have any specifically. I think this one right here. I don't. Do we know like any four-armed swordsmen? I know like General Grievous could be one. I don't think any of the four-armed characters in like Mortal Kombat use swords or anything like that. Um, let me know something. This nigga is ugly, bro. This nigga is ugly. One thing I do find interesting about this series is I feel like the good guys are more prone to having what I would call pretty cameos, and then the bad guys are more prone to having ugly cameos, which I think is very interesting. But outside of that, we got Shay, metal arm Shay, no shirt Shay, barely any pants Shay, fighting three Titans. I'll just call them Titans. These are probably stronger than obviously like the season 1 level of Titans. They might be Titans who are closer to like Titan generals in terms of strength, but they wouldn't actually have that general title, unless you want to consider like maybe him a general or there's one a general, but probably not, right? Like probably not. We also know that even wait. Shay was fighting Titan generals during the 8 months last season, and I assume it was like a squad of general or like a squad of Titans. So like maybe there was one general, and then they would have like a group of lesser Titans with them, right? I feel like that makes sense. But you could also say they were all Titan generals, and maybe like a different group found him each month, which is why he had so many of them. But you could also say that like at least a couple of them were generals at the same time. So like multiple, like he was invaded like let's say like halfway through, maybe like 2 or 3 of them had general insignias, right? Could be something like that. But I don't think these guys are all generals ranked specifically. I would say that they were specifically Titan ranked, but they might have general types of power. Like these guys might be comparable to Lathe or Ryu, depending on how they're shown off, right? But we won't know. But on to Shay here. So Shay's obviously fighting in base, right? His hair is a lot longer, which means this is a lot more akin to what I want to call Hobo Shay. Let me see if I have a picture of that like group image. Where would it be at? I know it's on his Instagram too. Where else did I use it? Okay, so if I go through my memory, it would be this area, and then it would be here. Never doubt yourself. So this Shay is more akin to this Shay from this image right here. Obviously, this is season 1 Shay. I think this would also classify as season 1 Shay, more or less. This is pre-series Shay, season 2, and then this would be season 4 Shay, right? And then this would be like, I guess I want to call it season 4 Shay, but post Eye of Time, because these are kind of the same nigga, right? If we are gonna get this variation of his design during the season, which I think makes the most sense, especially because I don't have that image, but we did see a teaser of like season 4 Shay type of design. But of course, this one looks a lot more akin to this one. He's not wearing the armbands though, right? Which is fine. Now, since we do have this base version of Shay fighting these Titan General level individuals, him being in base makes a lot of sense. He doesn't need his state to fight these type of people, especially even if it's this many at once. Even Andrea, who, if you wanted to say, was comparable to base Shay in season 2, even though he's holding back, or season 3, even though he was holding back against Jose and Lath. You could say that Andrea is comparable to that variation of Shay, and that version of Andrea was also able to combat Jose and Lath at the same time, right? So it only makes sense that Shay would be able to take on this many opponents at once and not really fret, not really bat an eye. not really have any sort of difficulty, right? He does have his arm here. Now, I can't fully tell based on the drawing if this is supposed to be the final iteration of his arm, or if this is supposed to still be the sort of broken prototype that we see in this teaser here. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I'm inclined to believe this is it's supposed to be final Ronin arm. It looks way more polished. There's even like the gold, yellow, orangey coloration, which should be more closely related to actual Ronin Shay's arm, which could imply that this is, I guess, closer to the end of that 7-year gap, right? If this is towards like the first/middle area, this might be closer to the end of that area, only because of the fact that he has a potentially more polished arm, right? And finalized arm, right? Of course, he has Zahara here, right? But I don't see Vinter on his back. Now, just because he doesn't have Vinter visually doesn't mean that it's not in his possession. Like Brent said during the Q&A, just because we don't see Shay not having Vinter doesn't mean he doesn't have it. He confirmed that he does still have it. So I'm wondering if Vinter is just kind of hidden behind the Elder's Mantle, or if Vinter is actually within Pandora's chest, you know, making it easier for Shay to move about, right? Since he doesn't really need to hold anything, he can put Zahara in his shadow, and he can just simply manifest the shield itself, right? So it would be kind of interesting if Vinter was in the Pandora's chest, only because I think you could kind of have it relate to his trust of Andrea, and like, you know, he can keep his stuff in her stuff type of thing, like a little cute type of relationship dynamic, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. He had it folded under the cloak before. Yeah, but it stuck out. Plus in season 3, he actually had clothes that would keep it hidden, whereas when we see him after the fight, it's more so tucked behind the mantle, but it's still sticking out. I don't know if when he fights Rajani, if it sticks out as well. Let me see if I can find it. It should be Weight of Conviction. Oh, there's a scene where he like reaches behind and grabs it, but I don't know what that actually looks like in specifics. His first table rows were long. Okay, so he throws Zahara. Yeah, so like, this is kind of funny. So like in this scene here, I was thinking about that earlier too. He was like, yeah, I don't fuck with these niggas. Let me get rid of this fit. One thing I do wonder about I guess this time period version of Shay is what he has Junie doing, and like where is Junie in all this. A nigga like me, I would keep Junie as my hand. Like that's my right hand, nigga. Like she my hand. Like I got my girl here, and I got my hand here. You know what I'm saying? Like this bae and this my lieutenant, nigga. Like these niggas not leaving my side never. Right? Nigga like me, that's how I would operate. But it also depends on how he has Junie moving and operating during this time period, because it's very clear that Junie is supposed to be a part of his new on creating faction, yet the way he had Junie work in season 3 post death was in relation to sort of an espionage mission or info gathering type of thing. So if Junie doesn't show up very often, or I guess if she's not with him constantly, it's more than likely because he has her gathering information around the world, right? And I feel like that would be pretty advantageous for him, Andrea, and her, depending on what they're doing, right? Now back to Vinter, he throws Zahara right here, and then it's like I think part of it was in his shield when we saw at one point, because this looks like just Vinter, but it's like he reaches behind his back. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. This is a different angle. It's like he has Vinter in his shield, right? I brought up Yukiko. Wait, I would have brought Yukiko with me though. Um, Nigga like me, I'm fine leaving Yukiko with Tevin and Elon, because Tevin has a very good capacity to train her, and the way Shay's operating, he don't got time to be training niggas. They're just on go. Nigga like me, I'm okay with having her stay with her in air quotes uncle. Um, yeah. So he didn't have it on his back. He actually has it in his shield, more or less, right? Because he throws Zahara, and then he like reaches to the shield, and then he grabs it, right? Which is kind of interesting that he can use this shield sort of as like a apartment, I guess, like storage type of thing. Um, but yeah, he didn't have it on his back here, which I guess makes sense for the design, I guess. Which is also why he was able to just throw it and kind of leave it there when he fought Leif, because I guess in air quotes, it wouldn't make sense, but who cares, right? But that just leaves me wondering where Vinter is in all this, you know. Did he fucking throw it and leave it behind again, and he's just gonna reclaim it at the last moment, you know? Or is it stored away with whatchamacallit, right? Moving on to, I guess, just Zahara and the shield. Now we know Shay's gonna be using Zahara. Zahara is this nigga's go-to weapon now, bro. Like, it not only does it make sense for him to have it, it makes sense for him to use it because it fits his style of fighting, right? But what I really want to talk about is this fuck ass shield, okay? The last time the shield was this color was when he fought Jose, right? And that was when he used the what was it called? Anointed War State, right? Now, just to clarify for people who don't know, Anointed War State is not a power up like I wanted it to be or assumed it was. It is simply God ordaining the fight he is in, right? God is okay and accepting of the interaction that Shay is partaking in. That's the specific reason Shay was able to turn gold and fight Jose, because God was okay with that fight, right? And this is also why I guess you could say when he fights Rajani, his state is the regular color, because God is not okay, or God does not directly desire for him to interact with her and fight in that moment, right? I thought Brett said the gold state was one time thing, or did I hear wrong? No, he never said that. Technically, he's never said that, from my knowledge. I'm pretty sure I have a message that says what that is. If I want to pull it up, I can, but let's see if I can find that real quick. I'll look that up like that. He sent me a voice message. Oh yeah, he says, no, anointed war state means God bless the armor, hence the anointed title. God is currently blessing the armor. It's a special occasion when God approves of the fight. Right here. He says that right there. Special occasion when God approves of the fight. So, so the prayer was the request for permission. It was more like Shay is praying for a sign. Shay is praying for a sign, and the anointed war state is the sign, right? Basically, that's how I attribute it in the whatchamacallit too, right? Now, what did I want to say about the so with that being said, you could in theory say that this interaction is ordained, or God is directly okay with this sort of interaction, right? what I really want to talk about is the fact that I made a point in the review to talk about Shay blowing everybody up when not in his state, right? And I specifically said if Shay's power at that moment was closer to or akin to his state, but just in base without any need to transform, it should have been mentioned in the season, right? Before or after, wherever. It should have been mentioned. So with Shay using Anointed War State, and now us seeing the same coloration on his shield, I'm wondering and sort of needing Brent to basically explain that Shay can use varying degrees of his state without actually transforming if we're gonna keep seeing his shield be this golden color, right? The reason I say that is because I feel like moving forward, we're not really gonna see Shay use state really that much or as a whole, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like once we saw and understood that this was what Shay would look like when he was Ronin, from like maybe season 2, season 3 onward, we were kind of like, well, how is his design going to look like in his state at that point in time? And I'm feeling like the more we get to there, the less we're going to see it, right? And I feel like 145 is kind of the starting point of that to some degree, right? So if that's the case and Shay's just going to be accessing state levels of power without actually transforming, I need to see an explanation and an understanding of how and why that is occurring, right? Especially if something related to his state is happening in his base, right? I.e., his shield being gold, right? That's what I wanted to bring up. That's what I wanted to mention because I feel like it's very important to help understand the level and potential mastery that Shay is at when it comes to Ilios and its power as a whole, right? Again, you could just say that, you know, the same rules apply, which makes sense, but even then, that's Shay at his peak and not Shay in base, which was happening basically the entire fight before that, right? You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So yes. Obviously Shay's gonna cook these niggas. I still think this is hilarious, but these niggas are done for, right? And with that being said, I want to move on to the final image, which is assumingly Shay with his eye being purple, right? And we saw this image not here. Actually, oh, it doesn't show up here, huh? Where's that drawing at? Here. It doesn't show up. It doesn't actually show up here. Where is it? Is it that damn, it's that Vogue picture at? Did I pass it? That Vogue Shay? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here. So this is the actually only time we've seen Shay's ivy purple, if I'm right. And this should signify that Shay is using Zahara's chi to change the properties of Ilios's flames to be able to burn chi itself, right? If that same thing is applying here, then we should see Shay use the purple flames to either murk these niggas or basically turn them from Kimyos to humans, depending on how it works, right? We know the flames can burn chi, destroy it, right? And Ilios definitively says it can burn talents. Or no, I think he says it can slay talents. Like, he says we have the power to slay talents or kill talents, one or the other, right? So, if that's the case, and then we see it in action, even though Rajani was already dead, we see the the chi and the tendrils of Widow's Knight actually burn, we're either going to see Shay use the purple flames to destroy them and decimate them because they are Kimyos whose chi is being burned, right? And their talents are being slain. And now on top of that, since they no longer possess chi, they should just die, right? Or we're going to see Shay burning their talents, burning their chi, and now they've just converted back into standard humans, right? You could almost say that it can really go either way. I feel like the way the series has set itself up is there's room for both like explanations, if that makes sense. If you ask me which one I would prefer, I'm pretty sure in the review, I lean towards the first option because you're depowering Kimyos by taking away all of their chi, right? And you no longer having chi as a Kimyo means death. So that's how I see it, right? But Brent may expand upon it before we see it during during the actual scene, or maybe even after, to kind of clarify how that works and what actually happens. Who knows, right? Who knows? But I think that's all I really wanted to talk about with this image, because I think that's all that's really needed and shown enough to actually discuss, right? Outside of the fact that, of course, this seems to be like an official panel that we'll see in the season. Same thing with, where is that? This water area? This one, right? Actually, not necessarily, but we could see this. But I know these are official panels because we actually see the cutoff in the other two, right? Right there. So this feels like something we will see in the season, in my opinion, especially because of how the close-up looks, right? And how he's drawn and like how it actually looks. This just matches what we saw in season 3 when it came to Shay and how certain characters were drawn, right? I feel like this is what we will see in the season as opposed to what we might see or could see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else to really mention about it. I don't think I missed anything. Anything y'all want to say? Comment on before I change to the actual subject of the stream. Oh wait, you know what? I think it's kind of cut off right here too, which makes it look like a panel. But I don't think that's anywhere else. Could be wrong though. Yeah, it's kind of cut off over there, so it kind of looks like a panel. Oh, you know what? Am I tripping? The way like, I see how like the line is right here. I think this is I think this shows Brent sort of like blending. So he's like this feels like generated sort of, and then this and like this is like his additions to make it feel more proper and authentic. Hope we see it in the story. Yeah. Yeah, like this, like that cut right there, you can tell something's like odd here, I guess, if that makes sense. It's like maybe this is supposed to be the actual panel we'll see. I'm not sure where it stops over here. And then he added this to help fill in the visual for this post, right? Photo bashing, is that what it's called? Yeah. This nigga said, listen, I done reread it 4 times, bro. Bring the new season, gang. Sheesh, bro. You reread it 4 times? Even I ain't reread Ordeal that much. I promise you I haven't. And I still know more than these niggas. Let me not. I think that's it though, man. I think that's it. This is hilarious to me, bro. He gonna get fodderized and it's gonna be so funny. Oh, actually, I also just wonder where Andre is. If this is something we do see in the season, I was right here, but like, how is it? Where is that? Is it here? I don't care. Is it here? I don't care. I do wonder where Andre is. Only 4 times for season 3? I think he means the series as a whole, if I'm being honest with you. I would love to know where Andre is during this fight. Not gonna lie, that'd be kind of nice to know. I don't think Brent has actually drawn anything like this that would lead it to not show up in the season. Like this feels so direct because even last season with Roberto, well, not Roberto, with Jose, it was still like more promo adjacent. Like, and then the same thing, especially with that one promo he did with he said taking the stairs, Shorty can't fly. I mean, she got Elliot, she can run. She just keep the momentum up, she be up there. How did these niggas get up there? Is the real question. Oh wait, I know, just for season 3 to be the end. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I think that's it. It's still always a surprise when this nigga Brent uploads something. And if I didn't stream today, y'all probably wouldn't have heard me talk about this until like next week. So yeah. Yeah. Shout out Shay, I guess. Woohoo, yippee. Moving on to proper stream subjects. What I'm actually gonna do, like I said during the Andrea at the front door breaking her neck to watch the fight. That's funny. Like I said during what is it called? I think it's a channel update video. I said I was gonna do, Kagurabachi on the channel, right? So no any. So I was gonna do Kagurabachi on the channel, and I'm finally going to start working on the actual first video for it. I'll put on the channel. Where? Oh, this is what I'm doing. New tab or new doc. Andre at home in the kitchen watching on TV. That's funny. Where's the page list view? No, it's full screen. Oh, here it is. Okay, now what was the video idea called? I have a whole separate doc for them. Okay. Analysis versus discussion. Okay, so I already have the concept. I'll do character exposition. Didn't spell that right. That's okay. Y'all can't see that, so the mistake doesn't matter. Let me make sure I know what that word means before I actually try and use it. Check the definition. A setting forth of meaning or purpose as of writing. discourse or an example of it designed to convey information or explain what is difficult to understand. Maybe not that one. The first part of it, definitely not that one. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, paneling. And move into the characters, character exposition. I feel like there's one more thing I'm missing with it, though. There's one more thing I'm missing with it. Okay, so with that done, let me go ahead and change the title of this. What should I title it? Do KB. Maybe like. I'm gonna treat this like how I did the reread. So I'm gonna do a tab, and this is gonna be rename is gonna be notes. It's gonna be notes, and then this is gonna be script. Okay, now on the notes section, what I want to do is I'm gonna look for specific examples from. Oh, you know what? I want to do storytelling, like the way the story unfolds. There it is. Storytelling. Or the way the story unfolds. Bam. Now I can add things later, right? So these are things I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that over here, paste, and then I want to make these all be like heading size. That seems too big. That's fine. And what I want to specifically look at is examples. That's what the stream is going to be. All right, so let me see if I can pull up KB. Sometimes I wonder, did Brent see the comments and be like, this is why I don't like posting images, because people begging for the date for season 4 and can't be patient? I'm thinking that too. That's probably why he just posted and like disappear. Can I read this on here actually? Oh, I can. Okay. Okay, so there's specific spoilers for anybody who's still here who hasn't read or plans on reading Kagurabachi. Sorry, gang, but you know, gotta do this video. All right, so I think where I want to start is storytelling and the way it unfolds. I want to start with like the earlier chapters, right? Okay, so let's actually just start with chapter 1. I'm gonna switch that over. Hopefully this video don't get flagged, because it is. All right, so I got my notes right here. The idea is to make a video where I sort of explain why and what are the things about Kagurabachi that I like after I caught up to it. What was it, a few months ago? It was like earlier this year, I think, maybe, right? Like I've had this video planned for a while, or I've had this video planned for a while. But I had to do the review first, and then of course I included it in the whatchamacallit. What is it called? Maybe it was like late last year. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I want to look at 4 things as I look through like these chapters, right? I want to look for paneling, like examples of like really good paneling. Like dynamic movements. I think that's a really big one because the way the characters move in this series, especially Chihiro, is just really nice. Character exposition, and I think for that one, I'm probably gonna focus on like Samura, right? And then storytelling, right? And I with that one, I want to look at how the story unfolds and like how it gets sort of bigger and broader as the series goes on, which is why we're starting at the beginning because we're introduced to our protagonist and then we're given a revenge plot, right? Right. So obviously we're introduced to Chihiro in these earlier chapters. I'm not really going to be like actively reading it. I'm going to just kind of be skimming through. Um, and obviously I want to look for certain chapters and certain panels, right? To be like very specific with either what I show or what I talk about in the video, right? Oh, I should probably add one for protagonist too, but I guess I could do. Because I think Chihiro's a really good protagonist. I think it's just another reason to like Kagurabachi. Maybe I should do like subcategories, I guess. I guess it just depends. I'll leave it as it is for now, right? Okay, 38 months later, right? Just killed a nigga, bro. So sad. So sad. What chapter is Sojo introduced in? I think what I really want to do with this is I want to sort of summarize and skim through the plot because after he defeats Sojo is when we're introduced to the Rakuzaichi, and that's when I feel like the story really takes a sort of not necessarily a big turn, but it's like after he defeats Sojo, that's when it's like you realize the recapturing of the weapons is not going to be as easy as he thought it was, and I feel like that's a big turning point, right? Okay, so this is when they fight. This is when they fight him, and he recovers the girl, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's 12. Let's go to like 16. Okay, so this is their official fight with him. Look at this nigga, bro. And like, these are also good examples of paneling. I really like, after just looking through, I really like when the panels are like this, right? When we have less like sectioned areas, I guess, and the I guess like the characters or the artwork gets to kind of sit and be its own thing outside of the actual limiting of the borders, right? If that makes sense. This will be like a sort of good example here as well. How does this feel backwards? Maybe not. Okay, and this is where they fight. 12 seconds later. Their fight's really good too. Their second fight, I should say. I guess I should say that Chihiro's fight against I should say Chihiro's interactions with his name is Sojo, right? Uh, his interactions with him help. They do two things. One's more so for his Chihiro's character, but it's also for the grander story, which is of course, like I said, the actual plot isn't going to be as easy to get through as he thought it would be. It's not going to be as simple as just finding the swords and reclaiming them and putting them back where they were, right? And so I guess what I want to do is I'll put a note and I'll say start series with a, no, actually it's not a revenge plot. I'll just say a capture plot. I'll say capture slash search, or no, I'll say recover plot. Yeah, recover plot regarding the was it enchanted blades, right? Try and keep this as in order as possible. So we start the series with the recover plot regarding the enchanted blades. And I'll say the heroes. Hero. RP Sojo, he will be back. That's hilarious. Chihiro's interactions with Sojo. Sojo help illustrate that the plot will, I should say plot slash goal, will not be as easy to get through as one may have thought, right? And then, of course, I'll talk about the Rakuzaichi when we get there, but I want to look at chapters. So, let's go back. So this is chapter 17. So we know he fights him again here, but I want to look at when, is this the same chapter that he beats him in? Like, does it, pretty sure their fight ends in this chapter too, right? Yeah, this is where he breaks Cloud Gouger. 17, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, I remember this 10 days later, and then we're talking about it. This is where he shows up, right? No. Is he not there? I remember this meeting. I was... because he's not at this. Okay. So we'll do, chapter 18, parentheses, you know, it's ends of chapter 18, so chapter blank dash chapter 18, right? And then this is where he meets Char. No, this is when he fights those Goonies. I want to see when he first fights Sojo. What chapter is that? Kills that dude. Here. Okay, so chapter... yeah, okay, so chapter 8. Wow. Crazy. Chapter 8 through chapter 18, okay? And then I want to do chapters like 1. This is where we're introduced to him, of course. Of course, we're also introduced to his father. And then... I don't think it's this chapter we're introduced, or we find out that his father died. I think it's the next, like the next one, 2 or 3. Bro, the more I like remember what kind of goes on later on is so fire. I think I just have to do, I think I have to have Chihiro as like his own section because am I tripping, bro? Oh, it's a tab button. I'm pressing the wrong button. Should I do it? Should I do a section for side characters? And the reason I would do a section about your hero is because the more the series, or like the more the story goes on, the more it feels like Chihiro learns about himself, learns about the world, and then learns about how to, I should say, just learns how to fight. Like the way he uses N10, Cloud Gouger at the end, the way he has to like not use N10 and then like actually learn to fight himself. Like those are some fire chapters, bro. Those are some fire chapters, bro. Okay. Let's start there though. Okay, so of course we're introduced to him. So this is chapter 2. Here. Okay, so chapter 2. Okay. So I'll just do chapter 1 through 2. And the reason I'm doing this on stream and not like behind the scenes is because it's more fun that way. If I'm being completely honest with you, it's way more fun that way. Way more fun. And I'm not doing anything else, so why not, right? Okay, so continuing with how the story unfolds. Okay, so after he defeats Sojo, that's when we learn of the Rakuzaichi, right? That was chapter 18. So let's go to 19. Okay, yeah. The fact that he was in the building when that happened is crazy. Um, hmm. 18 days after Sojo's death, 7 days for the Rakuzaichi. Okay. Let's go back actually. Because the Rakuzaichi does not just, it doesn't just do something for the plot and like the overall goal that Chihiro has. It also helps expand on the world and not necessarily the power system, but like the world and how things are when it comes to sorcerers and how they can operate. That we just didn't know before, right? Mm. Oh, okay, right. So he's not here because he has to do the Rakuzaichi. So he talks to these niggas after the events of the Rakuzaichi, if I remember right. And then she vouches for him. Okay. Do y'all know what chapter he that like the Rakuzaichi is actually introduced, or should I kind of just move past it and then use these chapters anyway, right? Oh, you know what I should have did? Hold on. Sojo help illustrate that the plot slash goal will not be as easy to get through as he. So I did chapters 8 through 18, but I low key should have did the specific chapters low key. Will you listen to my story? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just talk about what the fuck do you spell Rakuzaichi, nigga? Rakuzaichi. How did I miss the A right there? That's crazy. Rakuzaichi adds to the fact it will be difficult to get the enchanted blades because they learn that the Rakuzaichi that they had one of the other blades right. I forgot. Enchanted blades, and I'll say and also expands on the world a whole by looking at how sorcerers can operate. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do, I guess, like a specific section of chapters to look through for the points I'm making. So we know this is chapter 19. So I'll just do that. And then when does the Rakuzaichi end? Let's just jump 10 chapters ahead. They're not on this stage, right? This is the private area that they're in. Yeah, she lets him pass. Okay, so let's go like 10 more chapters. Is when this nigga's wilding, right? Yeah, this nigga's wilding. And then in this like group of chapters, I'll also be able to look at other sections like character exposition, dynamic movements, and like paneling, right? As I look through them. Is he dead here? This fight was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, he was fighting him with just the whatchamacallit, but then he took the fucking blade out and started using that. Like 3 chapters ahead. Oh yeah. Oh right. This was fire. This was fire. Maybe I shouldn't talk about paneling. Maybe I should like talk about art, I guess, as a whole. Maybe. I don't think paneling is that like crazy of a subject, but I guess it's more so the art style and like how characters are drawn, like how their abilities are shown, I guess, and then with certain actions and movements makes it look better. Like Chihiro has some crazy like movements, bro. The curtain falls. Okay, so this should be the end. This should be the end, and this is when they. He's in the hospital. Okay. So that's the end. Okay, that was chapter 44. 44. Like about 9. Chapter 19, like 44. Okay, that's just a broad section that I want to look at when it comes to the Rakuzaichi, but I will specify for certain points, right? Keep going. So after that arc, pretty sure talks to the, what is that? They're not called the Sorcerer Bureau, are they? Oh wait, we steal back the enchanted blades from the Hishaku. Okay, let me actually read this part. Okay, not there. I don't really want to read that one. Exhaustion. These niggas playing games and shit. Yeah, you're okay. Okay, I entrusted the Shinichi to some colleagues, right? At the Kaminabi headquarters. I'll take you there now, so get ready. I heard about your deal. You give them the Shinichi and you join the Kamunabi. So your priority is to reseal the Shinichi. That makes sense. But are you sure about this? You met one of those Hishaku guys, huh? This nigga's crazy. Yeah, I love the meme they got with him though. It's so funny. Yeah, I get why you're anxious, but that's exactly why we need to make our next moves carefully. 3 years. Their goal was the Kaminabi to take possession of Shinichi. That means they have their next move already planned. Without joining the Kaminabi. Hey, hold up. Kagurabachi is that. Other ways, it's already been decided. He's coming with me to the Kaminabi. Plus, you seem to take it for granted that the Kaminabi will seal the Shinichi. But that's for the higher ups to decide. There are alternatives to sealing it, like using it. Again, that's another problem. If the idea is to seal the Shinichi, we have to hand it to the Kaminabi, but there are too many concerns. That's why we should talk it out and eliminate as many as possible. What would be the Kaminabi's motivation for using the Shinichi? The Kaminabi have the Sword Masters, and the Thieves have the Enchanted Blade. With Shinichi's power, we could break the Kaminabi's deadlock with the Ishaku. We can never let anyone use it again. If I can show you another way to break the deadlock, then there's no need for the Kaminabi to use the Shinichi. You're right, Mr. Shiba. Maybe I am rushing things, but this isn't just a stab in the dark now. We steal back the enchanted blades from the Hishaku, because they had like, oh, they have all of them, right? They have all of them. I forgot how we get Tobemune back though. I can't remember. Oh, it was a deal, right? Yeah, so they have all the enchanted blades. Okay. This is where the plan is for him to seal the blades more so by keeping them in Hakuri's dimension, right? The people who Kunishiki Hiroki here chose to entrust with the chance of blades. How can we get to them? There are different locations. Okay, this is their meeting. Okay, and this is when he shows up. Okay, so from my memory, after they talk, I think we get a there's like a panel that talks about the next arc as a whole. Like it basically shows it. Low key, should I get this tatted on my hand? Would that be tough? Would that be tough? Low key, that might be kind of tough. I might have to try that. Okay, so this is when they were attacked, right? I thought there was like an image here that talked about the arc as a whole. And what was this arc called? The Sword? Sword Bearer Assassination arc. That's what it is. Okay. I have these two images. So this arc focuses on... Now, we don't actually see him and her. We only see these two. So this arc focuses on Chihiro, I'll just say, and company, making contact with him and him to protect them because the Hishaku are trying to eliminate them because once they're dead, the swords that they actually have in possession can be used and given to other people. Okay, how does this expand the way the stories unfold? Okay, so this introduces us to two of the previous sword bearers. And on top of that, I'll do a sword assassination arc. This again reinforces the idea that simply claiming and getting the swords back won't be that easy, right? Typed in "go" and your channel popped up. That's funny. What's up, G? We just doing some preparations, man. We're still getting the enchanted blades back. Will be difficult. And then on top of that, it introduces us to sword bearers, right? Okay, what else does this arc do for the story as a whole, and like how the story is told? Hmm. Hmm. So I'll do this like this. I'll do parentheses chapter. Should I do 46 or 47? I do 46. And then I don't really want to do up until this ends. Hmm. So 49. Interesting. Hey, we're also introduced to, what was this? What was this called? Is this Downton Seki? Is that what that was? Hmm. Not gonna lie, highly considering getting this tattooed on my hand. I can't lie. Highly considering it. It's my favorite character right here. Hmm. The way the story unfolds. So, hmm. There's a specific chapter I'm looking for now, or not. I should say chapter, like I guess a specific moment, and it's when. What's up, Da Vinci? It's when we find out Buddy's a traitor. There's been a sec. Why isn't? Oh, there it is. I was about to say, why isn't that showing up? Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Wait. Oh, so that means it was at the end of the last one. Okay. What's up, point five? Bro, take me to the proper chapter, please. Okay, wait. Does he? That means he already has the blade. Okay, so let me go through. Okay, so this is when he takes everybody out, right? Yeah, okay. What if it wasn't the Shinichi itself that was out of control with the Sword Master? Interesting. Okay. This is when they drop the sword off. Yo, can you load, please? You're making me look bad on stream, bro. So this is when he realizes for him to even be able to use that, he must be dead. Which is what we see right here. And then he gets brought to him. Okay. So this arc, obviously it reinforces that getting the enchanted swords still not as easy as we thought it was going to be. But on top of that, it's made even more difficult by the fact that one of the previous sword bearers who now possesses it isn't on their side, right? And is doing things his own way. Oh, it was messed up. Okay, it is supposed to be like this. No, I wasn't tripping. Like certain panels just didn't look right. Because this one is supposed to be a beautiful double spread. This was, yo, when I read this the first time, bro, this shit was scary. Like, this shit had me spooked for real, man. Should I put that in? I'll put that in art. Maybe I'll just combine dynamic movements and art. It's not necessarily how the panels actually are. It's more like some of the art on the panel specifically. But then also, bro, he got these feathers around, bro. So much aura. So much aura. Yeah, maybe I'll just change this to art. And then I'll do Owl chapter, was this 40, 50, 59. Chapter 59. Do that for later. Okay. Right. So he kills him too. Okay. You sure are drenched in such a blood, Chihiro. What? Mr. Samura killed Mr. Uruha? Why? Akuri's okay. He's not dead. But this... Wait. Was it you? Are you saying the sword master isn't a hero who should be protected? The contracted sword bearers should die. What? The Yoshaku killed my father. Tell him he's the hero. What possible reason could there be to let them get the enchanted blades? Revenge? I heard rumors at the fortresses, or at the fortress, so that's the 7th enchanted blade. I'll handle the rest. You lay down that sword. The hell I will. If you're an enemy, then I'll kill you. I have to. I'll do it. Then he fucking blitzes him. You don't have to do anything now. This is the problem. And then he teleports. Nice. Okay. So, right here in this moment, here's the 2 sword bearers. And say later, we find out that Samura is aiding the Ishaku. Okay, later we find out that Samura is aiding the Hishaku. And then I should say, I'll do, which makes Chihiro and us as the reader think he is a traitor. And then I'll tap this backwards, and then we'll do chapter 59 with this part. 59 with this part, okay. I think it's supposed to say that. He is supposed to say A. Okay, cool. All right, beautiful. We're making progress. Okay, so after that, we find out. I think with this section, I won't go that far because we do get to like some crazy stuff, and I kind of want people to witness some of that for themselves if they haven't already, especially like the more recent chapters. But the fight that occurs later on is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, somewhere Y. Oh, he's on the ceiling. Okay. No, wait. The Hishaku know about our sins. They intend to tear off the lid and bring this country down. The curse that forever binds us as long as we continue to live as heroes. See, you haven't told your hero. He's better off not knowing. This is the end. Two hours later, Yoji, Udoha, Chihiro, Rokuhira, contractor swordbearers both confirmed dead. This is them trying to keep him alive. I should say, believe he's a traitor. And say, I'll just add with an underlying tone that there is more to his betrayal. So kind of more like a summary, right? Yeah, okay, right there. That's good. And let's zoom down. Go to the next chapter. I'm not sure what the hell that is. Okay, so this is when he's pretty sure he learns that he can't use the whatchamacallit. These niggas so clean. Night battle. Oh yeah, and then we find out. Yeah, we find out that. That nigga said I just Kagurabachi my pants. Pause. Okay, a lot of stuff happens here. I'm not gonna lie, it's not really important for what I really want to discuss in the video. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about what's happening with her is very important, but I can save that for a different section in the video. So let me skip ahead a little bit. Because after what happens to Yori happens, I know they go to that one place. That one dude shows up. As soon as he uses that, what happens? Samura shows up, destroys the building. Oh, and then they have their fight. Yeah, that leads into a whole other thing. After that, they end up working together, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm pretty sure the Kamunabi headquarters is attacked after that, right? Right. So I guess if I wanted to sum up this section, it would basically be like we start here, not necessarily thinking the plot will be easy, but we're given the plot and it doesn't feel like it'll be as hard, maybe, if that makes sense. Like, especially because we don't know a lot about the world and a lot about the characters. So we start with the sort of what I'll just call the recovery plot, when it comes to the Enchanted Blades. So that's like the initial goal. It feels like it'll be a little bit easier, but then we are introduced to Sojo, and then we realize it's not going to be that easy, right? And then he's able to get Cloud Gouger back, but he has to break it at the same time, right? So, and then of course, Chihiro and Sojo have their ideal clash, right? And like how they view the world, right? And what they, I guess, believe, um, like the legacy regarding Rokuhira is, which is a kind of important thing, but that's more of a character thing, not necessarily a plot thing or like a story unfolding thing. And then after that, we get to the Rakuzaichi, which again reinforces that it's not going to be easy to get these things back, right? And then especially because they're selling the Shinuchi, and they basically have to buy it, but to even, I think what happens, I'm pretty sure Chihiro has to like give up N10 to get whatchamacallit back, I think, right? Or something like that. And then yeah. So they basically move from Cloud Gouger onto the Shinuchi, which is the most dangerous weapon. And it's not easy to get it back because it's locked away in a place that they can't access, right? And then they find somebody that can potentially help them access it, but it's still not that easy, right? And of course they're like battling when the Shinuchi actually, or when the Rakuzaichi actually occurs. And then hmm. Yeah. I mean that's more or less it. I'll obviously reread those chapters to get a proper understanding of what happens, but I think I'm gonna leave this area, this like section off, right? So this is what we got so far just for that section. Now we're gonna move on to, I think I wanna look at Chihiro as a whole, maybe? I think I wanna look at Chihiro as a whole, right? Because, and especially like in these coming up chapters, it's the way he learns, he has to learn how to fight, which is very interesting. But we kind of have to go back because I don't remember what chapter it was. Maybe it's like it'll show up here, or maybe it was like in like a couple chapters ago where they basically say the way he's been fighting so far, it's like sort of off of instinct and like raw potential, but he can't do that anymore. Um, I think it's here. Let's check the chapter right before that though. Let's check it right before that though. And your heart stopped. You were confirmed dead. But separate. Wait, what chapter is this? 60. Okay. And then that's okay. And then I guess I'll just do add 60 here because it helps explain the underlying betrayal, right? Okay, so that's a different subject. I guess we'll just start right here. Let me drink some water real quick, though. Sorry if this stream feels like different, I guess. I know I'm kind of like jumping from like chapter and panel to panel, you know, not really explaining a whole bunch, but this is also kind of my first time even preparing for a video like this where I'm having to get information to try and explain why I like something, I guess. Especially about a series I'm not as familiar with, right? Like obviously you can actively hear me like remember things that happen because it's been a little minute since I've read these older chapters, but I do apologize for like some silence and like some the sort of scattering of thoughts with this stream. Okay, I want to read this part because I want to see when he says they tell him he can't use the whatchamacallit, but also it's sort of like an acknowledgement of how good he's fighting, but like he needs to learn to fight without it. I have to remember where that is. Okay. I'll just start right here. Wait. Then why, Mr. It's a terrible thing. My father knows Chihiro. Okay. Yo, Chihiro Rokuhira. Nice to meet you. Mr. Samura talked about you. A child. I'm the head of the Masumi Ninja Clan. Oh, I forgot he was the head. We were Mr. Samura's guards for 3 years. Don't worry, we're totally baffled too. We were knocked out before we could even react. As guards, we're fired. Did you hear about your friend? Akuri? Yeah. They say he's okay. He woke up blaming himself for Mr. Uruha's death. He asked us to look out for you. I'm going to need your help again. Akuri. In any case, it's our duty, but recently we let our personal feelings get involved. He saved our lives. Gosh. Oh, it was him. Okay, so he brought Chihiro there. That's what happened. I was wondering how he got there. Okay, until he's back on his feet, we want to do everything in our power to resolve this. Was Mr. Uruha really killed? Right. Since you came back to life, I had the same thought, so I contacted the morgue. He'd already been sent to forensic for an autopsy. Normally, they don't release any information without authorization, but I'm trying to negotiate with them to make an exception. But given that we haven't heard anything, it's probably better to not get your hopes up. No. I refuse to believe it. I have no way to make sense of this. Why is this happening? There's too much that I just can't accept. I know. It's so aggravating, right? We've been totally left out in the cold. We have no idea what Mr. Samura is really thinking. Treating us like kids. Chihiro, Mr. Shiba. I just can't wait. Yeah, I can't just quit now. It's asking too much. I've taken people's lives. I can't stop, not now. Dad taught me that bit by bit you have to learn by seeing things with your own eyes. I'm gonna add that to his character right here. I'm gonna say Roku Kira. Oh wait, Roku. Here. Chihiro says that bit by bit you have to learn by seeing things with your own eyes. The reason I'm making notes of this comment is because where is it at? It says that the reason I'm making note of this comment is because I feel I feel like it's very important to Chihiro's character because through Chihiro experiencing all that he has and seeing all that he has with his own eyes, even moving forward, he starts to understand things more and more, right? This is why I'm making note of this specific comment right here. And while more than likely add it into the video and make it a grander point and sort of like circle back somewhere. What chapter is this? 50? 60? 50? 60. Chapter 60. Put that in parentheses so it's better visual. Chapter 60. And then I'll say, adding this because I'll say, I feel this is important because it adds to his character, since through seeing things with his own eyes up until this point and the chapters that follow, he understands things more and more, period. All right, let me go back because again, I'm actually looking for a very specific part. Please tell me what happened and whatever the truth is. I need to make Mr. Samura understand I'm already going to hell. I'm glad we're in agreement. Take a couple of days to rest. After that, we have a special assignment for you. We'll go have a talk with him. I think he went easy on you the first time since it was left to you by your father. But if he kills you again, Samura will keep N10 next time. Are you prepared for that? That's not what I'm looking for. So maybe it's this next chapter then. I am glad I found that though. That's a really important thing. Okay. This nigga eating. Oh yeah, they're guarding him, so anyway. This is how we operate. For the time being, you're the Masumi's new master. You guys are too overprotective. Your wounds aren't completely healed. Yeah, but I can feed myself. That's a good sign. Any word about Uruha? No, not yet. Well, I get where the forensics are coming from. They've never had a specimen with an enchanted sword contract of 18 years. Yeah, but we just need to know if he's dead or not. Like the blonde dude said, better not get our hopes up. Looks sad. Let's take stock of the situation. Okay, right. I think this is where it is. Right now, the Kambunabi, Hishaku, and Samura are in a three-way deadlock. The leadership sent us to take some kind of preemptive action, but while you were resting, we scoured the landscape and found no trace of the Hishaku. It's like that wild rampage 3 days ago never happened. Well, they've been flying under the radar for 4 years. We can't track them down in 2 days. The information you got out of that one Hishaku guy was huge. Mr. Samura, on the other hand, left us a hell of a trail, even in broad daylight. If we trace that spirit energy to its source, we'll find his location. The leaders think it's an enchanted blade detector. If you draw N10, Mr. Samura might try to kill you. This is important. In other words, we can fight Mr. Samura anytime we want. We're the Kamunabi's best counter Samura force. Personally, we want to knock some sense into him as soon as possible, and the Kamunabi want to eliminate the threat of Mr. Samura ASAP too. On the other hand, only Mr. Samura can put pressure on the Hishaku. Right now, the last thing we want is to let the Hishaku force our hand, because innocent bystanders could be harmed. If we launch into a battle with Mr. Samura without intel on the Hishaku, that could be a disaster. Don't draw your enchanted sword. Is there a plan? Yeah, there is. We have leverage. A hostage? Yes. what you might call the only chink in Samura's armor, his daughter. Maybe it's not this episode. Where is it? Or not episode, chapter. Where is it? We could have had Samura in the palm of our hands, but what? Look, unfortunately, just over 2 years ago, acute heart failure. Mr. Samura had a daughter. I mentioned that we paid a visit to Mr. Samura's family, right? He and his wife divorced long ago and were living apart. But if she, but if she's dead, how? When I heard he'd killed you once, it occurred to me that for Mr. Samura, death is how he distances himself from people he cares about. Uh, Wait, you aren't suggesting... What are you talking about? During our service to Mr. Samura, he only used us once as ninja, and that was to fake her death. Okay. 3 years ago, the Kamunabi put the contracted sword bearers' families under protection and surveillance, restricting their activities for their safety. Mr. Samura hated that his daughter had to endure that because of him. I guess he anticipated this might happen. He didn't want the Kamunabi to use her against him. You mean, Mr. Samura's daughter is living under a secret identity, but using a relative as a hostage? Don't worry, we'd never do that. We have no intention of bringing her into a fight. That's not the crucial part. Do you really think the Hishaku intend to just obediently battle Mr. Samura after he fulfills their agreement? That killing machine? That would be suicide. Naturally, they've got something up their sleeve to protect themselves, right? And Mr. Samura only has one weakness. She's their leverage? Impossible. She's completely undetectable. Between the convenient timing and little inconsistencies with the fake body and phony medical records, they might have caught on that she's still alive. Even so, there's no way they could track her down, not with the spell that was cast on her. This isn't what I'm looking for, bro. It's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's when he starts fighting. Look at this. This is so tough. She got a fucking ninja scroll and it summons a damn motorcycle. Y'all see this angle though? This is what I'm talking about right here. Like, look at the angling. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, why does it keep going back to one? It's supposed to be two. Okay, so they get saved. Share the burden. You driving. She's scared. She hit that clean ass slide. He missed. She eject the sword. He grab it. They clash. Okay. Okay. That's also an important character moment. Okay, here it is. Fuck. Oh my gosh, that took forever to find. Damn. Give me one quick second. I'm gonna go get like a snack real quick. I'll literally be right back. All right, I'm already back. I just got a cookie. Okay. All right. This is the chapter I was looking for because this conversation right here is really important, right? All like damn near this entire chapter is really important, right? Okay. But this is what I was looking for. This chapter is 64. Okay. All right. Chihiro, your sheath. Thank you. I want to have a proper sword fight. A sword fight is a conversation. Both parties have to make things exciting. But contending with an incredibly dynamic swordsman is also a problematic. It's also problematic. I don't know why there's an A. I want to blow off steam, but I also have a job to do. Capturing that girl. Alright, he focuses in on her dashes. Chihiro reacts, counters, and blocks it. Alright, this is the important part. I didn't see this guy or the other one in the attack on my father, the Hishaku. Revenge. I'll handle that. You put down your sword. At that moment, my entitlement to revenge was stripped away. Just like you said, Chief, we want to solve as much of this as we can before Hakuri gets back on his feet. Right. Then there's one thing we should address immediately. I'm weak. All this time, he saved me by sacrificing himself. I let him carry my burden. Oh, that's bro. He going through it, bro. My weakness led Hakuri to this state. That's overstating it. In any case, if I'm rejoining the fight, I can't do it as is. Rejoin the fight again. Okay. When I faced off with Mr. Samura, sure, I was intimidated, but there was also a huge gap in our abilities. I'm not as skilled with the sword. The physical fortification that serves as a platform for sorcery. A person can gain superhuman agility and endurance by circulating spirit energy in their body, or in the body. Some perfect that art of close combat and supplement it with sorcery. Swordsmanship is an extension of that. Skillfully circulating spirit energy to the sword generates powerful swordsmanship. The enchanted blade warriors in the Seitei War were master swordsmen who had made a name for themselves before the war. That's right. Chihiro, just over 3 years, enchanted blade warriors, Seitei War, 1 to 2 years. I've been using my enchanted blade for longer than them, but it's obvious that they have a deeper mastery of the enchanted blades. Nobody's ever taught me swordplay. I don't know how to use a sword. My compatibility with N10 is perfect, in which case, you need to hone your swordsmanship to achieve greater heights with the enchanted blade. I've been relying on the enchanted blade's abilities, but that won't cut it under the current circumstances. Like it or not, your swordsmanship is going to be put to the test. We'll do everything possible to cover you, but now, this will be the first battle in which you won't use the enchanted blade, Chihiro. And this is chapter 64, Become the Samurai. Okay. Now, what do I want to say here? Because this entire chapter is really important, but it's like this section and like this section that's really important, right? Especially this one right here, because this is what I was looking for. Essentially, even though Chihiro has been using his enchanted blade for longer than the blade warriors, they are better fundamental swordsmen than he is, right? And because of that, they can attune themselves with the enchanted blades a lot better than even Chihiro, right? So this fight serves as a sort of learning, like the initial learning step in how Chihiro can become a better swordsman without having any added abilities from N10, right? The reason this is important is because, as we see earlier, when he uses N10, it's a lot of him adapting using N10's abilities, right? Or even just enchanted blade abilities, right? And then we also kind of see some of that later, but these next few chapters is him actively learning swordsmanship sort of from the ground up. Yes, he's been using a sword for a while, but like they say here, the enchanted sword bearers were swordsmen before they actually got the enchanted blades themselves. So they already had fundamental understandings of how to use a sword long before they were actually given enchanted blades. And there is an example of this in like the more recent chapters with who they call the sword master, who we actually see is a sort of like I think they call him a prodigy, but like he's essentially like really skilled for a kid his age. When we see him in the flashbacks, right? But I think this is really important for Chihiro's character and for its growth, and it also literally contrasts everything that we've seen about him before when it comes to fighting, right? Because it's like after this, in theory, he should improve his fighting capabilities, but we haven't seen him, sort of fight in more recent chapters because it's a flashback arc right now. But this is really important for him. Like, it's really important, right? It's really important. And I'll actually just read the rest of the chapter just because it's pretty entertaining. Okay, so I want to do what do I want to type for the notes? I'll just say in chapter 64, Chihiro understands that he has been relying too much on his enchanted blades abilities, comma, and must gain a better fundamental understanding of swordsmanship and ship. Swordsmanship, okay. Okay. Tab. This is important because this chapter. Wait, what did I just say? This is important because I should just say earlier chapters show how a hero has been relying and using, and I should say relying on and using intense abilities. I might even do a stream like this tomorrow, if I'm being honest with you. Is this type of stream cool to y'all? Like, is this like interesting? It's important because earlier chapters show how Chihiro has been relying on and using intense abilities. Relying on and using intense abilities. And chapters from here on, here forward, show how much of a skill gap he actually has. I should say these chapters also show his capacity for growth. Yeah, these chapters also show his vast capacity to grow. Maybe it's like fair. Okay. Okay. So that's chapter 64. Again, like I said, we'll continue reading this one just because it's interesting. Hey, don't distract me. I won't be able to focus on work. My thirst for swordsmanship is. What are you talking about? Okay. Clash. Slash. Laser clashing. The footwork is moving around. He swings, he blocks it. Each attack is so fast and powerful. He's just watching. He hasn't used sorcery yet. This has all just been the sword techniques infused with spirit energy that Chihiro talked about. You could say he's a good example. It's a coincidence and also an inappropriate first battle. Wait. Oh yeah, okay. Because sorcery is a person's innate ability, right? This level of mastery. Wait, what's this garbage? Who taught you how to fight with swords? Nobody. Right. Your lines of attack are all out of whack with your spirit energy. Aren't you a sword fighter? What have you been doing all this time? Your swordplay is. I'll learn it here. See? He's literally learning it right now. Here? Are you serious? You think you can refine your skills by exposing yourself to an actual battle? Kaguri, I want you to educate Hirohiko in the art of the sword. Leave it to me. This isn't like martial arts where you just circulate spirit energy within the body. You have to imbue your katana with it and merge with it. You must glean the deeper wisdom of those who came before you, and I'm good. I'll figure it out on my own. I'm an intuitive learner. That shit pissed him off. Don't be arrogant. If you can't respect the sword, don't use it. This surprised him. How can I wage a decent sword fight with a moron who disrespects the arts? Dash right past them. I've had it with you all. I've had it with all of you. Don't worry, we'll stop him. What's his deal? But now I can focus on my job. Look at his hand shaking. There's too much distance. Now I'm paying the price of relying on the enchanted blade all this time. See, he even reinforces it in the chapter. Don't be arrogant. He's right. I can't expect to master it overnight. Chihiro, what? His technique is rough, but over 3 years of battle, he's honed his talent and built a physical foundation. The only thing he lacks is a role model. Unlike Kuguri, he doesn't have the skill yet to dynamically circulate spirit energy. So he's restricted. So he's restricted to pouring it into kata. A role model. He learned originally. He learned originally. I need a samurai in my life. I'll become that samurai. To achieve greater heights, that's white purity style. White purity style. The technique entails building up spirit energy and containing it in the scabbard. The energy releases explosively when you draw the sword, culminating in extreme speed. So, as we see, he slowly unsheaths it, and as he unsheaths it, he bursts in speed and catches up to, what was his name? Kuguri, right? Catches up to Kuguri, right? He even reacts to it and blocks it, right? And like this moment is really important because it helps set a foundation for later on, right? So I'm gonna say, I'll actually just tab it right here. Say, using white purity style, and modeling after Samura and Samura and his daughter help build Chihiro's sword skills. All right. Okay. That eye is still immature, but even so, that's it. Even if it's just an imitation, he tried to put it into kata. He took what I yelled at him to heart. No, I have work to do. I left my partner in the car. It's my duty to capture that girl. But Hirohiko, the art of swordsmanship is... Kaguri, you take things too seriously. Just watch me. If that's how you feel, Hirohiko, you're free to do as you please. A sword fight is a conversation. A thirst for sword fighting. These are all his thoughts in his head, but the thirst for sword fighting is overpowering him. And it won. I can't hold back anymore. Guess he lost the struggle. That's funny. So maybe I'll just... Okay, so we learn about it in chapter 64 right there. So I'll do chapter 64. And then 65 here. Because he uses it throughout like all of the fights, right? So... Oh, didn't he say he'll master it? Wait, is that what he says? He says he'll master it within 24 hours? If I master the art of the sword, I'll get closer to Enten's true realm. I'll master the white purity style within 24 hours. Yes, okay, so So that's chapter 64, and then is her mental block? This isn't really what I want. It's more so. This is kind of relevant too, but this shit right here. This shit right here is a beautiful ass perspective panel. What was her name? I forgot. I'll just do peephole panel in chapter was it 67? 67. Okay. Okay, so there's that. And then there's their fight, which is really good too. It's fine. Oh, I should have made a note of that chapter. That was an accident. I should have made note of that. That's chapter 68 is when they fight. Chapter 68. Chapter 64. So I'll do chapter 64. I think it's chapter 60. Chapter 64, 65. What's this one? 67 maybe? Like 67, I guess. 7, and then that was chapter 68. Let's go to 69 then. No, that's not it though. Go back one chapter. I'm just trying to make sure. I want to get the chapters where like the scenes where they fight. Okay, so it is this one. So 68. 68. And then so I'll skip 69. I'll just go straight to 70 because there's a scene where he watches her and it's really important. Okay, so even right here, yeah. So they're fighting here. This is chapter 7, IY Purity style. So this explains the style, right? Oh, and then he literally copied the style right here. And then the door opens and they clash. He looks at him. They look at each other. Okay, so where is it at? Okay. How does she know how to use a katana? In a fleeting life or death moment, Chihiro's mind goes completely quiet and he simply watches. Her sword technique isn't directed to kill. Like a precision machine, she simply trims away the hostility directed her way. Delicate and precious, even without that deadly speed, her movements are imbued with the white purity style of Sachi Samura's technique. The hazy example becomes crystal clear. So when they both use eye white purity style, Chihiro wins. And then she knows everything. Okay. This is important. So yeah, like all of that is really important for like, this would be 69, right? Oh, no, 70. It's 70. 70. Okay. All right. So that's all good right there. All right. So let's go back. So we looked at the fighting style I wanted to kind of cover. I guess if I'm gonna make that a point, I want to also bring up the fact of how he uses it at the start of the series then. Should I probably do that as well? Because we see in like earlier chapters he does like crazy innovative things. Like he uses it he uses it in a basic way, obviously. So he's throwing out like basic slashes. Like he's using the sword exactly how the weapons are intended, but in certain moments he kind of does something different, which I think is really cool. Okay, so this is where they learned the Rakuzachi. Okay. This is where he kills that random dude. And this is their first fight. Okay, this is their first fight. And then this is chapter 8, right? I have this moded. Yeah, okay, good. Good. I think the only thing that's interesting about this interaction is Inten versus Cloud Gadger is how he uses it's how he uses one of the abilities specifically. Okay. All right, so we have chapter 9, Inten versus Cloud Gouger. Various thoughts bubbled up, but then the situation in front of me dominated everything. Okay. They do that slow walk out the door, and then they ran out. They jump up in the air. In the clash, he uses Yui, he uses Black. Cloud Gouger has 3 abilities. Mei is Thunder, Yui is Ice. He throws out like a wave of ice. He uses Black to slash at it. I see. His ability is a flying slash. He threw the Tonto, the Wakazashi. I'm not sure which one it would be. He counters it. He goes behind him. Goes to slash. He blocks it though. He didn't just block from a weird position. He drove me back. Crazy. At least I opened up some distance. Now there's time. He's miles stronger than me. He isn't even a short of breath. So he wasn't even going top speed just now. My only recourse is Nishiki. I'm already this depleted. I'll only have one charge and at best I'll only be able to hold out for a few seconds. Okay, blah 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 blah. I don't care. I'll tell you what he wanted. This is him using May. Their only purpose is to kill. Massacre May. Everybody's fine. He used himself as a lightning rod. What did you do? It's the same thing as a lightning rod, meeting electricity with electricity. A lightning rod attracts lightning by emitting electricity from its tip. He drew the lightning by emitting electricity from his katana, so his enchanted blade has lightning too? Wait, more importantly, that means he was a lightning rod. You think you pulled one over on me? I can just do it again. It's gone? After a Cloud Gadget releases a high-powered May, it requires an interval of 10 to 20 seconds to recharge. Of all people, I should know. You're the one who doesn't understand anything. Okay, so this is where he used Nishiki, which is the physical amp, which I can bring up later. Honestly, what I'll probably have to do is talk about how he uses how he learns to use, was it Mei, Nishiki, and Akka, or Black, Nishiki, and Akka? So I'll just say, as the series, or I'll say as the story progresses, we see Chihiro we see Chihiro use his enchanted blades abilities in various ways. I'll just say he does, I should say at the start, he uses them, how do I want to say, he uses them exactly how they are meant to be, but in earlier and later chapters, he begins to expand his understanding of how to use, I should say, how to better use each ability. And then I'll just name them. Let's do Cab, do Black, I'll do Nishiki, and I'll do Akka. I'll just do, what's his flying? Let's do flying slash. Nishiki is the physic amp, and Akka is the, I'll just say copy. That's what it does. It just copies what the other thing can do. Right. Should I say enchanted power copy? Enchanted power copy. If that makes sense. And for that one, I'll just kind of whatchamacallit. I'll just whatchamacallit that one. Like look it up. Okay, so this is water. Is this water? So he speed blitz. The sword, he knocks the sword out of his hand. He catches it. He's fighting with a whole new level of power, speed too. I can use this. Wait, I can use this one. Ketsu. Ketsu. He's speeding around him. He said, "Gotcha." But he countered. And they both almost got hit. Oh shit, huh? He didn't just respond to the speed, he tried to counterattack. One more breath, almost at my limit. Time to finish this. Don't leave me behind. May. Ko. Is that mist? Like water? Oh, so was it Ketsu is ice? Ko is water. He got pump faked. That's okay though. Okay. All right. So I'll look more at his like fighting capabilities later, like my own time, or maybe in a different stream. But I think now we should look at look more towards his character. Because even in this chapter, actually I should do the previous chapter. Wait, Nishiki is cloaking. It imbues every punch, every kick with high density spirit energy. Yeah, physical amp. Anyway. Let's go back to the previous chapter. Hello? Okay, okay, so I truly love Kunishiki Rokuhira. The weapons he created were exalted to feel a closer affinity to them. I read everything I could find about them. And just recently, Cloud Gouger fell into my hands. It was a dream come true. I was so happy. But only for a moment. Now back to my question. Why does a punk like you have an enchanted blade that even I've never heard of? Where'd you get it? I don't have to answer you. That's cold. Then at least tell me why you wield a sword. I want to know if you're worthy of it. To defeat evil and protect the weak, always. I knew it. I'm the only one who understands. Wait, I'm the only one who understands him. All the literature says the same thing. I can't stand it. Calling him a hero, what an insult. On and on with their flowery words. There's only one reason to make weapons. You don't understand anything. I'll tell you what he wanted. He gave birth to the enchanted blades, the ultimate weapons of slaughter. Their only purpose is to kill. Okay, so with this one, I guess what I'll do is I don't really care about like well I should say I shouldn't say I don't care about Chihiro's caring nature because it's important. I get it, like it's important, but um I'm not gonna act like it's something it's a part of the reason I specifically like him, I should say. It's not the reason I specifically enjoy him. It's more of what I enjoy about Chihiro is his constant self-reflection. I guess I should do that. Yeah, I guess I should do that. Constant self-reflection, right? So he's always reflecting on himself and then what others, do for him, what he has to do to others. And Sojo is the sort of first instance of that, whereas I'll just do so I'll just say compare Chihiro. Wow, I can't speak. Chihiro's capacity to always self-reflect, or I should say, always reflect on things. Maybe for better understanding? Question mark. Then tab, and I'll say, so I'll say Sojo's ideology regarding the enchanted, or maybe I should say regarding Kunishigi says that he makes the blades to kill. To pure intent for them to kill. And then if I go ahead and skip to chapter 18, maybe even 19, but I feel like if we have to look at 18 before we can look at 19. Yeah. Oh, this is after. Okay, yeah. So maybe it should do 17 actually. Okay. Okay, so these boys moving. Okay, chapter 17 T. It's got a chewy texture, and then after you swallow, you get a slightly sweet aftertaste. It's the best. It's my way of showing respect. Eat up. I don't like sweets. That's cold. I was hoping we could have a heart-to-heart. All I sense is your bloodlust. But if we just go at it until someone dies, it'll be such a waste. All this time you've been on my mind. You're Rokuhiro's son, right? Who told you? Don't you dare talk about my father. That was him. You helped me to understand some things. I tried not to see it, but to defeat evil and protect the weak. I accept it, the nauseating belief of yours. Then you have no business with a sacred blade. I disagree. I'll wield the sword with my own beliefs, as a weapon of mass destruction. But that's wrong. Every day I saw how my dad approached the sword every single day. Shut up. The message I get from his work is go slaughter, and I, every single day. Every day with Rokuhira? Wait, stop. Every day. I'm so curious about who he really was. Now I don't want to know. I've already reached my conclusion, and I don't think I'm wrong. Because just like you rescued that kid, the fact remains, it answered my convictions and harmonized with them and gained slaughter? It answered my convictions and harmonized with them and gained slaughter? Sure. Okay. The conversation in this chapter is more important than the fight, which is why I'm not really looking at it. I thought the same, but that's wrong. Whoa, wait, hold on. You think you're the only one who can speak for Rokuhira? I thought the same, but that's wrong. Anyone can take on that role. That's why this battle is meaningful. Huh. Hmm. There's still tools for killing people. These aren't necessarily the right answer. You're gonna have to look at the world through your own eyes. Those sacred blades, they shouldn't be allowed to exist in this world. We'll learn to do that together. I accept that. Both of us speak for my father, which is precisely why I won't show you any respect. That's funny. The only thing I will do is cut you down with even thicker bloodlust. Huh. Okay. So, Soda's ideology regarding Kunishiki says that he made the blades with the pure intent for them to kill. Or, what do you say right here? No, that's too far. That's too far. Hmm. So, okay, so to counter this, I need to... Oh, oops, I should have did this. I need to open this up and look at chapter 18. Was it 8? Is it 8? Okay, no, 9. Yeah, okay. And he says to defeat. Oh, so wait. Why you wield a sword? I want to know if you're worthy of it. To defeat evil and protect the weak. Okay, and this says, I say whereas. Wait, where's Chihiro's ideology? Says they were made to defeat evil and protect the weak. Okay, and then we go back to chapter 17, where I accept that both of us speak for my father, which is precisely why I won't show you any respect. Whereas, okay, and then I'll do so. Tab, and I'll say by the end of chapter 17, Chihiro accepts Sojo's how should I say it? By the end of chapter 17, Chihiro accepts Sojo's he says, I accept that both of us speak for my father. Because right here he says, you think you're the only one who can speak for Rokuhira? I thought the same, but that's wrong. Anyone can take on that role. That's why this battle is meaningful. And then he says he accepts that both of them speak for their father, which means that you could say that he accepts his initial ideology, right? By the end of chapter 17, Chihiro accepts Sojo's ideology, and the fact that they both speak, or in other words, represent what Rokuhira wished for the enchanted blades. Or speak or represent what what Kunishigi. What Kunishigi. The fact that they both speak or represent what Kunishigi desired for the enchanted blades. And then I want to say he's able to achieve this by remembering what his father told him in regards to the blades themselves. What does he say? Switches it. Whoops. In regards to the blades themselves. And where is that at? He says it right here. They're still tools for killing people. Which I have to go back and look at the early chapters for that. But in regards to the blades themselves. Oh, there we go. Tools for killing people. And he says, these aren't necessarily the right answer. You're going to have to look at the world through your own eyes. But that's semi about a different conversation, right? Semi. It's like a partially like a different concept. Okay, so that's one thing. Actually, no. Tab that back. So that's one thing I think is really important. Okay, so now let's go and look at his reflection. Where else does he reflect? Maybe during the Rakuzaichi. So it's like 1906 to 44. So let's do like 25 or something. Okay, never mind. That's not really here. So I'll actually have to talk about that. So I'll bring that back up. So I guess it'll come back into play with the weapons and how he fights. There's another example that I know of. Sword Bear Assassination Arc. Just skip ahead a little bit, like go to like 33 or something. Just to see what's happening. Okay, I remember this. It's about the girl. It's the brother. Not really about Chihiro. Oh, this is when it's like a what's him called to the fight, right? Yeah, where he uses May. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. The fight between shit. What is that? Let's go to like chapter 50. I think it's the fight between Chihiro and that one dude. Yeah, what's his name? Kurohiko? Oops, oops. Tobia Moon name. What a beautiful blade. Okay, it's the fight. And honestly, I think I could do a whole video on like the character contrast between Chihiro and Hirohiko right here. Yeah, don't equate. Wait, don't you dare. Yeah, but I think this it fits right here as well. So, um, he says, "You and I could be friends. Finally, we meet. When I turned 18, my hands were already covered in blood, and you're the same." And he goes to attack me. He says, "Don't you dare equate me with you and your heinous deeds. We're equals. You can call me Hirohiko." So he scatters the paper, he disappears, he goes to a theater, shows up at the theater. Yeah, they're fighting. Cuts his head off. Bam. Okay. Dantenseki. The other major problem with the Dantenseki is the short-term element. Yeah. Sojo took his time getting to know the enchanted blade. In other words, the fact that they can only use a Dantenseki momentarily means they never achieve mastery. Okay. Okay, wait, so it's right here. You feel it, don't you? To the average person, you're a monster. Whose fault is that? Don't you see? I'm the only one. I'm the only one who can understand you. He says, cut the BS. That's 52. Okay, wait, so that was chapter 52 of 53. I think entire chapter, like the earlier parts. Okay, yeah, so 52, 53, okay, okay. 52, 53. Let me just make a small note of that. 50, 52, chapter 53. Why is that caps? 3, okay. That in parentheses. Okay. I'm the only one who can understand you. We could be friends. What are you talking about? Do you want to kill me or not? Let's see. I want to kill you and I want to be friends. I think maybe we can become friends by trying to kill each other. I've never had a friend before, so I don't know, but I think that's right. That makes no sense. All you know how to do is run away. You have an enchanted blade. Unprotected close combat would be suicide. Besides, so much paper, he's completely concealed. What you do? I have to. I have to use whatever I can. He's controlling the people, the audience members. Where is he? He's cutting out the paper because he's being attacked. He can detect my location by he can detect my location with the paper. Oh, this is also an example of how he uses his sword differently too, like the abilities differently. So it's like two birds with one stone. Let me look at the initial thing I came here for, and then we'll spin back and look at the copying thing. Okay. He can detect my location with the paper. He stays hidden and attacks with cranes. These cranes, they're strong enough to slash through the body. A direct hit will be lethal. Are you paralyzed yet? Perhaps your power to absorb doesn't apply to physical objects. The fact that you don't use it is my answer. If you use Kuro, you could clear the paper to see better, but you might also hurt innocent bystanders. Oh, Kuro, that's what its name. That's his name. I like how in the earlier chapters it was called Black, but now it's Kuro. And then Aka, which was red. And I think Nishiki was always Nishiki. You could use Nishiki to move about quickly, but the cranes chasing you could also hit innocents. So will you just hold your ground and focus on defending yourself with other people around? You have to be careful with that sword. Ooh, it said, you're doomed to a death by 1,000 cuts. There's no way out. Don't worry, they'll show you the way through. He has a dude hit him, he says stay away. To the average person, you're a monster. In the play that was just interrupted, there's a scene where the enemy takes hostages. The hero Sasuke is paralyzed and the enemy gets away. But Sasuke is garbage. You can't worry about a hostage or two in real life, you'd be dead. You're a killer, but at the moment of truth you want to play the hero. As if you weren't just a monster. Chihiro Rokuhira, I want this to resonate with you. You're one of us. Who will you sacrifice, Chihiro Rokuhira? Okay, so come, let's battle to the death, just you and me. And he just stands there, he doesn't do anything. He says, you're a Sasuke too, aren't you? And then he just lets the paper run through his body. But he uses Nishiki to endure it, right? He uses Nishiki to endure it. The first time I cut a person, I couldn't see the severed flesh. That's the other reason I blinded myself. But that image is burned into my eyes. It never goes away. I could feel myself becoming a monster. But even so, you chose to wield an enchanted sword to save everyone, right? Yes. I just had to keep flailing through the darkness. But that's not something to aspire to. I'm going to hell. Okay, so he stands there. This nigga look crazy. Alright, the blood drops on the ground. With the fortification of Nishiki, still, can he increase his body's resistance? But even so, father and sword bearers fought to protect others. They were definitely heroes. But they avoided that label because they felt guilty for their sins. That's why they all say the same thing. Find your own path different from mine. Don't choose hell like us. Sorry, but I'm going down the same path too. And this is where he used Kuro. This is so crazy. Just look at this double spread, bro. I gotta add this one to the art. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do blood. I'm gonna do blood soaked Chihiro surrounded by paper. I'll do chapter, what is this? What chapter is this? 53. And then I'll do how do I want to say this? Like, say, let's say darkness from lots of furrow gold fish. And I'll say double spread. I'll just do double spread to clarify. Double spread. And then this is gonna be chapter 53 as well. Okay, so those are gonna go for art. Alright, so he says, sorry, I'm going down the same path. He uses Kuro. Kuro spawns a whole bunch of black goldfish. Fills the area with darkness. He blitzes around him. I think he cuts his arm off, or arms off. And then he stands over him like this. With his sword, one of his swords stabbed into his hand. Okay. What happened? Oh wait. They're all lost and confused, alright. What happened? Don't worry, I'm a sinner too. The first time I killed a person, I accepted that I'm a monster. The least I can do is refrain from causing harm to others, and take you Hishaku bastards to hell with me. Now talk. Okay, so that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Let me go back to chapter 52 because so I'm gonna do tab. I'll do hero. Did he introduce himself? Oh yeah. Hero Hiko says Hirohiko says he and Chihiro are the same. Because they are young, but their hands are already ouch, covered in blood. Tab. In the next chapter, where is it at? He reflects on what so say in the next chapter he I should say because they're covered in blood, and I'll say but Chihiro says not to equate them. And I'll say in the next chapter Chihiro accepts that I should say Jiro reflects on a conversation with Samura and accepts that he and Hirohiko are alike as they are both seen as monsters by ordinary people. Yet, Chihiro says he accepted that role the first time he killed someone. Right here. Yeah. Okay, now I'll put that for chapter 50. Right there, okay. It's kind of all I got for that. I'm gonna have to look at the first arc and really understand Chihiro's compassion, but I don't really think it plays the same amount into his character a lot later. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. So I just have to like read certain chapters and stuff. But I think what I have so far, it's not a lot obviously, but what I think I have so far kind of leads into each other, especially like here. So I'll start with I'll probably start with his capacity to reflect on things, talking about this subject, and this will lead me into this subject because he's also reflecting, and I'll lead that into this, and then blah blah yada yada yada. You get the idea, right? Now, if I look up the definition of character exposition, the insertion of essential background information about a character, such as their backstory, motivations, relationships. Okay, yeah. A character exposition. So, who has a lot of character exposition in this series? I know Samura is a good example because he has like dedicated chapters. We kind of start with Chihiro's exposition. And the series starts. So we set up the entire story. So I'll just do Chihiro. We're kind of getting into some of the exposition for other characters in current time, but I don't think it's a lot to really suggest that it's like one of the good things I like about the series, if I'm being honest with you. Because who are we learning about? Yeah, we're learning about Shiba, we're learning about the Swordmaster, we're learning about like certain clans, we're learning about even Kunishiki. So yeah, but I think Samura might have what's up, Boba? I think Samura might have some of the best character exposition, if I'm being honest with you. So I'll probably use him as that's the talking point, maybe. I think I'm gonna call the stream quits for today. I got a fair bit of notes. I think I did some major parts. Like I did some major groundwork for especially for like Chihiro as a whole, and then for like some of the story, how it unfolds. I think I really want to dive into that, but I think I did some really good groundwork for that at a base. For anyone looking for more samurai anime, I highly recommend Tenkaichi. It's Kagurabachi level for sure. Interesting. I think I'll stream tomorrow as well, and then we'll try and look more toward character movements and like fighting, fighting style, I guess. And I think that might be all, if I'm being honest with you. But I think I'm gonna call it right here. Yeah. One more time. Hold on. One more time, just to show y'all where we are right now. These are the current notes. Tomorrow we'll tackle this section, I don't think I need to tackle this section, but I might like dive a little bit deeper into the notes just on it. And then I want to look at like the wiki and like get proper examples for this part right here, right? But I also want to. There are a few characters I want to look at when it comes to this, because I think some of them are not just unique, but like some of the way they move and like how they fight. It's very captivating, right? So we're gonna look at this one. We're gonna look at that, and then I will probably start scripting. Yeah, so that's where I'm ending the stream. That's where I'm ended. Appreciate y'all for being here. I know this stream's a little different. It's not, you know, the typical high energy type of stream, except for like maybe a little bit earlier, but this was the entire plan. So I'll just do like a part 1 to this, and then I'll schedule another stream for tomorrow, and I'll just make that part 2, right? Again, appreciate y'all for being here. Crazy that y'all just kind of stuck around just to watch me bounce between chapters and ideas and stuff like that. But I will see y'all tomorrow, though. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I don't work tomorrow. I work Friday, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, and then I'll get to scheduling. I'll get to scheduling the next stream, right? Yeah, y'all have a good one. Good afternoon. Y'all eat something good. He said, nah, G, this was nice and chill. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Y'all make sure y'all eat something good, man. Y'all have a good afternoon. Probably gonna go get some food. And figure out what anime to watch. Y'all watching X-Men 91, bro? Y'all watching X-Men 91? Oh, wait, I said 91. X-Men 97? I watched the episodes. It's fire right now. It's fire. You know, but now I gotta figure out what else to watch, man. So I'm gonna eat some, I'm gonna watch some, and you know, I'm gonna chill and vibe out, man.